What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike. Joining us again is my sister Jenny.
Hey, everybody.
We are going to do a reaction to the finale episode of Moon Knight.
Finale episode.
It's been exciting. The first 5 episodes have been great. We've really enjoyed this show. It's been different than any of the other MCU shows that we've had thus far. It's been very standalone. We haven't had any major MCU tie-ins thus far, which has been great because we've been able to enjoy these new characters and concepts and not necessarily be bogged down by what we're expecting from things that we know already.
I would say my favorite aspect of this show has been the performances. I think Oscar Isaac's performance is off the charts, and Ethan Hawke has been very, very good as well. The pacing has been a little inconsistent for me. There have been times when I'm not sure what kind of show I'm watching, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's thrown me for a loop a couple times. All of this feels like a very elaborate setup. We've seen actually very limited action from the character Moon Knight. We've seen a lot of psychodrama between Mark and Steven, and figuring his own shit out. But we haven't seen a lot of the comic character, the superhero.
We did get treated to a fairly decent and straightforward origin story imagery in the last episode, where it was very even. Khonshu was like, "You're Moon Knight." It was very,
we got the name
nail
drop,
on the head,
boom.
So we did get a very here's the
we got
beginning
the origin
of the
story.
So this has been Moon Knight's show, but in a way this has been a very long extended origin story.
Well, I think what I'm saying is that it's really been Mark and Steven's show, and hopefully with this last episode, it's finally going to become Moon Knight's show.
And with that in mind, a lot of people are pointing, we'll see what happens, but for weeks people have been pointing out that there's a possible third identity, and you and I have been talking about that, and then some people have even pointed out that we may have already been introduced to this identity
without knowing it.
Without even knowing it, which was...
I think it's a strong possibility.
There's Mark, Steven, and then maybe even this Jake identity was talking to Harrow in the psych ward.
Or has made an appearance at some point. We've seen multiple sort of little references to it. Like when Mark asked Steven why he killed a guy, and Steven said, "I didn't. It wasn't me." Or when Harrow sort of said, "Who knows who else might be hiding in there? His brain's all messed up." So we've definitely, I think they've referenced it enough times that would be a shame to throw it away. So we might see something of that this week.
And I mean, in general, this show's been it's been pretty psychological. It's
very much so.
Obviously, because we've been inside his head the whole time. But it would be interesting to, like you said, get to see some action and do some
superhero
Marvel
stuff,
comic book stuff.
Let's
have some.
That's my big hope for this episode, is let's see some good comic book stuff.
Hey guys, let's jump in and have some fun.
Right. Right. So now we're where we left off after episode 4.
So like you said, that whole last episode took place with him.
A split second, in his mind.
Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, whoever else might be in there.
Again.
Who wants to heal the world?
Okay.
It's a pretty cool cane.
Neat party trick. What's she got up her sleeve?
Show me your papers.
I don't need to show you my papers.
I got out of here.
You need to show us your soul.
This is the kind of thing that was happening on the boat when to where it saw those falling stars and said this is wrong, this is evil. Like the souls were taken before their time.
This is the face of a good man. You don't need this anymore.
What an arrogant douche.
Yeah, so there's no scales involved in that. That was just...
No, that's
dead.
just genocide. Literally.
Layla, wait. I am the goddess Taweret.
Oh.
She just did not even care.
It's Mark who's telling you to stop. What the hell is this?
She's inhabiting dead bodies.
And I'm talking to you through dead people right now. So what? Listen, Harrow is too powerful for you to stop him alone.
Whoa.
Someone is trying to release Amit.
Why? Harrow.
Yeah, like they didn't warn you.
Come on.
This doesn't need to happen.
No, you're not gonna show us. Oh, she's just gonna like
Sneaky release Khonshu mission.
It's all so avoidable.
okay.
They just didn't show us at all? What a cop-out.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. He just has to break it.
Probably in the temple,
Yeah.
you know, ceremonially, but yeah.
Purple, man.
Yeah.
All the bad guys
all
are
the, all the baddies. Purple baddies.
Oh,
That's
sick.
Cool.
All right, so Amit's a crocodile.
Right.
Whom do I owe my gratitude?
Your humble disciple, my goddess. As you wish.
If Mark is truly gone, I am in need of an avatar. Would you, Layla El Fuli, protect the travelers of the
You
night?
joking? You turned Mark's life into a waking nightmare.
You need a plan, little bug.
Mark didn't trust you. I don't trust you.
We must rebind Amit.
How?
Only an avatar can do it.
It's so quiet.
The peace you've always wanted but never had.
What about Stephen?
He's gone, Mark.
We need to go back for him.
Leave here and you can't return.
So I get to go on to eternal peace and he just stays lost in the sand forever? No, I'm not good with that.
Huh.
Wait! Think about this!
You're looking pretty rough, man. You saved me. I survived because I knew I wasn't alone. There's no way now I'm gonna abandon you.
Maybe this is some kind of final test.
Well, clearly.
Are the only real superpower I ever had.
Huh.
Oh, okay, so that opened the gates. In a weird way, that kind of just reminded me of Loki and Sylvie telling each other they love each
Yeah,
other. Like two
The
sides
moment
of the
they
same.
touched, yeah.
Stephen,
So he gets to keep a split personality.
gates are open.
I think they're an integrated personality now.
Yeah,
you know?
they'll come back as Jake.
Cyrus, you old softy!
You old softy.
Now run!
Hippo!
Do you want death, or do you want life?
Oh shit.
Rise and live again!
Oh shit, okay.
Ooh.
The healing is back.
Spit out those bullets.
Oh shit, here we go.
Uh-huh. And now if he's like the integrated Mark Steven who can access Mark's abilities and Steven's knowledge and cooperate, he's a real superpower.
Yeah. Yep.
How's this whole new arrangement going to work then?
Stephen Grant, I was not speaking to you.
Yeah, all right, but we do come as like a package deal now. And we did just save your life, so you're welcome for that.
I will release you both. You have my word.
I like the sound of that.
From here, we need to imprison Ahmed in a mortal form.
Harrow's body, presumably.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Did she speak to this guy?
Oh, is she gonna let her in now?
Dang.
Yikes.
It's gonna take down the whole pyramid.
Oh, okay, she's been.
Oh! You changed your mind. I would be delighted to accept you as my ally. I'm doing this or what? I have a fabulous costume.
Oh yeah, is she gonna get her own like
Her own superhero
midnight
outfit,
like,
yeah. Very Ghostbusters.
Zool. Shit.
It's just arbitrary genocide.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
A soul eater. That's dark.
Okay, here we go. What does her character look like? Oh!
Yeah!
No
okay,
way.
now we're talking.
Okay, that's sick.
That's awesome.
Oh, sick shot. What? There's your comic book frame right there.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Yes.
So what's her character's name? Yes!
Yeah.
How did you get back?
Wow, you look amazing. What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Okay, Steven.
All right. Oh!
Look at you, buddy.
Yes! All right. Oh, sick. What? What a sequence!
Good teamwork.
Love the sense of scale on the,
I know.
on the giant.
The scale's incredible.
Okay, all right. Already more action than every other episode.
Combined. Yeah,
okay,
nice one.
There's the toys. So what is it they have to do? They have to trap Amit in his body?
Yeah,
Because then she'll be mortal,
yeah.
and then they kill him.
¿En si superhero mostraya?
Yes!
There you go.
Yes, representation.
Your family would have been happy. You need only remove one weed from the garden. You.
Oh, jeez. Oh, is this? Oh, Jake. Is this where we get Jake?
Is this number 3?
Yeah, because we just
How
had
do you orchestrate that?
I think Jake took over.
That wasn't you, was it, Stephen?
Okay.
Not a chance, mate.
Not a chance. Yeah, it wasn't you, not a chance.
All right, it's Jake.
What the hell was that?
I blacked out.
Huh. Speaking of Ghostbusters, that reminds me of the Stay
Yeah,
Puft
the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Man.
Man just stomping.
We could have made this our paradise.
It's too late, Amit. You will be destroyed.
Oh, now you made her mad.
So she's getting pulled. Nice.
I have to finish this. If not, I'll never be free.
Mark, you have a choice.
She will kill again.
Now you sound just like her. So what, this is what reality looks like? The imagination is very real. Yeah, I don't think you know as much as you think you do. Let's go, yes.
They're making it seem like that is just Mark and Steven. It's not.
Yeah. Back in Steven's apartment.
Can't believe it worked.
2 goldfish.
Yep.
I can't believe you live in this frickin' mess.
Truly back where he started.
Is that it?
I cannot fade.
Check the gate here.
Oh my goodness.
Cup of sand.
He's in his own.
But it's a cup of coffee.
He's in his own. Psych
So
ward
now Ethan Hawke's the one in the psych ward. Uh-oh.
You can't hurt us.
Mark Spector truly believed that after he and I parted ways, I wanted his wife. And he has no idea how troubled he truly is.
Yeah, he didn't make a deal with a third identity to release him, right?
Uh-huh.
Or with
Meet
any
my
other
friend,
identities, only with Mark and
Jake
Steven.
Lockley.
Jake Lockley.
Okay, so it was
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac.
I had a feeling that's the way that was going to go.
And he's a cab driver. Uh-huh.
And he gets to speak Spanish.
And he's carrying out vengeance.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so Harrow's dead.
It's a Spectre.
Yep, Spectre, yep. And that's how you keep Moon Knight.
On the cars, yeah, exactly.
And that's why he's still tied to his bed.
The minute he was released, I had that thought in my head, which was that he only made a deal with Mark and Steven.
And that just further delineates the clear Khonshu is a shady character,
manipulative,
not as shady as Ahmet, but still shady.
Pretty shady and still very manipulative.
Yeah, very cool, man.
He's been possessing the body, but he made a deal with two people and not with Jake or any of the potential others.
Yeah, I think it is just the three ultimately.
Probably,
but still, I was gonna say that's he released them. So
we heard it referenced yet again this episode where suddenly when all seemed lost, Mark suddenly managed to get the better of Harrow and couldn't remember how, and he said that wasn't Steven, and Steven said not a chance, mate.
Yeah. And we had seen that happen, I think, 2 other previous times in previous episodes where it was there would be like you said, he mentioned it'd be that wasn't me, it wasn't you, and it wasn't me.
A couple of times, and then Harrow said something again, to whoever else might be in there.
But they would make it obvious, but then they just wouldn't touch on it. It would
yeah,
and it would really, we just had to wait until this last moment here for
to see it play out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, but there you go. It's we've had this origin story, which actually ended up happening late into the season. Ironically, the origin part is in the the 5th of 6th episodes,
right, exactly.
And then now we're even though this was the Moon Knight show, this was our introduction to the character of Moon Knight. We're gonna get Moon Knight now moving forward.
Well, what this does is it opens the door to have more Moon Knight, more superhero fighting bad guys action. Now that Harrow and Amit are dead, we can have a whole new cast of characters, cast of bad guys.
Yeah,
potentially next season, but it also sets up a continuing psychodrama because there's clearly going to be conflict between Mark and Steven, who are now a team.
Yep.
And
because
Jake,
when we started
not
out,
part of the deal.
Steven was kind of the prisoner in his own life because he was tied to his own bed.
He kept waking
and Mark
up in
was
places
doing
he
that,
didn't know.
right?
Apparently, during the death of Mark's mother, their lives started bleeding into each other.
But now Mark and Steven are a unit,
are integrated.
And Jake is keeping them captive in their life.
Yeah.
So that Khonshu is,
Yeah.
So Khonshu is
keeping them
still
captive in Khonshu's life.
Yeah. So that's going to be, like you said, yet another kind of storyline moving forward is now we're going to end up having conflict with Khonshu because he's clearly a liar and
it's really cool that he gets to speak Spanish too. Yes. Because Oscar Isaac is a Latin actor.
Yet another identity for Oscar Isaac.
It's another identity for him, but it's also representation in a good way because he's playing this American character and this English character, and he's really neither. Yeah. He's Latino. So
I really liked how they
great.
had that. It was what would ordinarily be a very sort of on the nose moment where she was like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?"
And she said,
and she's like, "I am." Yeah.
Yes, it's on
I liked
the nose,
that moment,
but that's so yes.
Sometimes moments like that are a little oh, come on, that's a little too straightforward.
Awesome.
But that was actually done very tastefully, and because we were in the midst of being like, "Whoa, she looks so cool!" So it really played up the
She had the sort of Wonder Woman gold wings.
Yeah,
but those were badass.
She would give Falcon a run for his money with that.
Exactly.
With those wings. And
she looked great.
Bulletproof. She can fly with it. All that fun stuff. I just didn't give her a name other than just Layla.
Right.
They didn't give the character because I'm sure we're going to see that superhero.
I really hope so because
to wear it,
Layla. She was amazing.
Falcon, winged, whatever you wanted, Egyptian superhero.
Yeah.
Wait, that was pretty cool. And it's a cool representation moment. It's a cool, Egyptians, women too, obviously, but it's just a cool girl power moment there, and those are always fun.
There's something exceptionally dark about this ending moment, not only just because murder is dark, but because Mark and Steven had a real sort of apotheosis. They really like came to a place of self-knowledge, and their scales were balanced, both of them. Their hearts were balanced, right? And at the end in the temple there, given the chance to kill Harrow after everything that he has put them through, Mark/Steven chose not to and said, I'm going to give him the free will that Amit wants to deny everybody. I'm not going to treat him the way he's trying to treat everybody else. I'm going to give him a chance to redeem himself. I'm going to let him make his own choice, whether to be good or evil.
Yeah.
And also, that's also standing up against Khonshu, saying, if you want it done, you do it.
Yeah.
But then that's all sort of for nothing when this third identity comes in and just shoots him in the head, and Khonshu gets what he wants yet again. And, all of that sort of self-awareness in that moment comes to nothing.
Well, I mean, Steven and Mark were at odds with each other at first, and then by this episode are clearly like in love with each other. They're literally
brothers,
best bros. Yeah. So like it stands to reason then that like Mark and Steven will have, the ability to bond with Jake as yet another version of themselves, and then eventually get Jake to go against Khonshu.
We
and
hope.
It makes sense then that Khonshu
knows?
would end up kind of maybe being a bad guy in the future in that sense.
Yeah.
And that like the next journey for Moon Knight is the like escaping from Khonshu yet again kind of thing.
Yeah, that's very much sort of an abusive relationship that they are in with Khonshu, and Khonshu is not very subtle about his sort of manipulative, over the top tactics.
And I mentioned it when the scene was there that like the scene with Mark basically telling Steven like you were my only real superpower the whole time,
that was
kind
such
of
a
thing.
good
And I was like, this is kind of like
line.
reminding me of like Loki and Sylvie, like they're the same person, but they're like confessing their love for one another.
Yeah, they're the same person, but they're not.
And it's
in a very similar way.
So Steven is just the other side of his personality, but he's basically like, I love you, and then like, that's what makes the doors open.
Well, that's a funny comparison because they're multiverse versions of each other, right? They're the character Loki in different parts of the multiverse, and I've made the comment more than once that this is a show full of multiverses, that their multiverse is like a multiverse of the mind, right? But they are different versions of each other. The version that they would be if the circumstances were totally different in both of their lives. So that does work in a similar way.
We had like earlier presumed, maybe there would be a cool character tie-in, like maybe Sharon Carter or something. That didn't end up going down. It could have been fun, but I think actually there's plenty of evidence to support that like Sharon Carter will be interacting with some Moon Knight stuff at some point because of the
Madripoor reference, the black market,
antiquities, and, all that kind of.
It opens the door for it. Is what I.
Anyway,
would say.
it would be fun because at the end of the day, we did not get any major MCU tie-ins in this show, but like eventually, it's gonna have to. Moon Knight's gonna have to interact with some other.
That opens the door. That says
characters.
This could continue to be a standalone project.
Yeah.
Or we've opened the door for a tie-in if they decide that that's what they want to have happen.
It's what we want.
It's what we want. We would like to see it.
I mean, like this show was definitely fun. I liked the standalone nature of it, but I do want it to tie in. I want it to be relevant to everything else.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait for that because this is the end of season 1.
Overall, that's a good point. Sometimes
very, very different show.
Certain shows here are like, you could see a second season. Certain shows you couldn't. I can definitely see a second season here because this was very much an origin story, and like, I feel like we're.
On the other hand, if it just ended there, it would still make sense.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing twist at the end. That would be an amazing sort of Kaiser Soze moment right there, right?
Yeah.
And
there are definitely
it wouldn't suffer.
A lot of little sort of subtle references throughout all 6 episodes where it was very like not so subtle sort of homages to other movies and whatnot. Like we mentioned Fight Club a bunch of times.
The Wizard of Oz was in there.
Yeah, and
today was Ghostbusters. That was full
Ghostbusters
with the purple thing on top of the pyramid.
And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man of the giant, in the background, kind of moving slowly, looking enormous. Yeah, so it was fun sort of seeing some of those references. And you had mentioned at the beginning, too, that getting like actual comic bookness out of it.
Yeah.
And we did get a little bit of that.
I was pleased with that. We got great action sequences. We had a couple really nice comic book
silhouettes
frames.
over the moon.
Yeah.
And also like
gorgeous.
Batman was another movie you see referenced a bunch of times.
Sure.
Not just movie, because I know the Moon Knight comic shares
the
a lot of
visual
similarities
imagery.
to
Yeah, the homage to the visual imagery.
Yeah, like there was a point where he threw the Moon Knight moon like in it, or like he flew up and like his silhouette went over the moon, and it was like it's you could just see how similar that is to Batman. And
yeah, totally.
Love that. And that's not just Batman specifically, just comic books in general. It's like a love letter to comics and how that.
Yeah,
love
I
it.
appreciated that about this episode.
Good stuff, guys. This is fun. We want to hear what you guys thought about this in the comments below. Not just this episode, but the whole series as a whole, and what you might want to see moving forward, what you might think, how this might tie into other things. We want to hear your opinions, so let us know. If you want to see a fully unedited reaction, go over to patreon.com/JediJive. We'll throw one up and go check it out. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.